Alright lads, can you hear me now? I think you can hear me. Lads, I'm about to connect to like a webcam mic. What is going on here? What is going on here? I have no idea what has happened to my microphone. It's just completely disappeared. One sec, guys. At least you can hear me now. Okay, let's get off this music. Oh my god, this is an absolute shiz show. Okay, Friday night streams, baby. This is what it's all about. What the hell? The mic has just literally offed itself. This is Xbox mic quality, this worst mic I've seen or heard, like OG Modern Warfare 2. Love you, Mike. Well, we're throwing it back here at Old Truthford. Lad broke his old mic in a drunken state. The lights on and everything. Like, what is going on? One sec, lads. One sec. I'm not having this. I am not having this. How is this? Okay, what have you guys been up to anyway? What have you guys been up to anyway? Help me. Fill the void while I get this sorted. Love how his mouth doesn't open now when he talks. Just reboot the driver or program that runs it. Honestly, that's a great question. That's a great point there, Nick, actually. How do I do that? Yeah, okay, let's... because I don't want to reboot OBS, because that means that the stream will just die. Where are we? Let's see if we can reboot the software. The mic. Maybe it comes up now? Hello? Hello? Yes? No? Is it speaking? Does it sound better? Does it sound better? No, that sounds like absolute shiz, man. I feel like I should be telling someone that they should go suck my mom or something on this mic. What is going on? It's above my pay grade. Lower right hand side and all the icons, it should be there. Otherwise just try and search it in your PC. Let's have a look. Why is this just like completely self-destructed though? So random. Okay, if I don't get this sorted in 1 minute, 2 minutes, we'll just crack on as usual with the lovely potato mic. What is going on here? Have you all been keeping well though? Okay. No, now that is odd. I do not know. Oh, one sec. One sec. Has admin worked it out? Has admin worked it out? I'm gonna go play PlayStation. Talk to you later. Have fun, Caleb. Let's test this out. This is honestly gonna be the most botched bloody stream in the world. It has literally just offed itself. I feel like I need to reboot. It's saying that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the system. I have no idea what's going on with that. It's not admin's day, guys. It's not admin's day at all. I think we will have to continue with Potato Mike tonight. But let's carry on as usual then. Admin, are you sure it isn't just a dial that is turned down? It's definitely not a dial that's turned down, because the option for the mic has just completely died. It's just completely gone. And I've got no idea why that has just completely disappeared. Because everything is working on it as usual. Okay guys, we're going to try the age-old solution of plugging it out and then plugging it back in again, and we'll see if that works. But I mean, lads, thank God I don't use a voice changer, because this would have been a big giveaway here. Okay. Come on. Detect yourself, Mike. Detect yourself before you wreck yourself. Where are we? Okay, currently in use. Okay, wait a sec. This is promising. And here we go. Welcome back to lads, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I do not know what is going on and how to fix it. But we'll deal with that another day. How are we all doing? Apologies for the potato mic, but I mean, the YouTube overlords have not been kind to me tonight. Trying to plan going out with this girl as well. Go on, Caleb. Should be fun. Liked. Thank you, niche fan. It's not admin's day. Admin, are you sure it isn't dial? What kind of mic do you use? Maybe I can find it. It is a Elgato mic, but I think it is literally, I think I need to restart the system or something like that. But we'll just go with potato mic. Mouth moves, but no sound. Sounds so bad I can't listen to it. I'm sorry, niche fan, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's run through the updates quickly. So today we have a few updates. I mean, United are in for a keeper, which we were hoping would be the case, given the fact that Alto Bayendir is still a bit inconsistent between the sticks, and nobody's really looking forward to Andre Onana coming back to the side. So Yeah, it's good that we are going in for a keeper. Obviously, a lot of people wanted Donnarumma to join the team, but now that we now that we know that he wants extortionate wages, as per Laurie Whitwell, it does look as though we are going to be going for the younger Lammens. I'm not too familiar with him. I can't say that I've watched him that much, but he is a 23-year-old Belgian professional footballer. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been raving about his shot-stopping ability. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what he can bring to the side if we get the deal over the line. But I'm expecting us to. Now, what else do we have for you lovely people? So, Ben Jacobs has come out today as well saying that there's a 50% chance that another midfielder will arrive at Manchester United in the next 10 days. Now, when people say that there's a 50% chance to anything, there's a 50% chance to everything in the world. I mean, something's either going to happen or it's not. So, I don't know why a lot of people are taking that as, oh, we're definitely going to bring a midfielder in, because 50% chance is literally a flip of a coin. But yeah. What else do we have for you lovely peeps? So Roma continue to insist on Jadon Sancho, but the player has not yet given the green light to the transfer, so Sancho is still being a pain in our side. Honestly, the United, Omar Barada and his team must be having such a busy week over this next week, trying to ship off all the bomb squad. Who else do we have? So, as reported already by TalkSport, that Man United are interested in Angelo Stiller, but we can confirm further exclusive details. According to reliable sources, his agent, Volker Struff from Sports 360, had a meeting with Man United officials in London just yesterday. Now, here's the details. Stiller has a release clause of 36.5 million euros. That kicks in from 2026. But Stuttgart has a sneaky option to buy that clause out for just 2 million at any time. The player's 100% on Manchester United's shortlist. Right now, talks are still in the early stages, but it's definitely a situation to keep an eye on. What else do we have? Cunha's been getting a lot of love on the timeline with a few interviews that he's had recently. Again, apologies for all of you new people tuning in. My microphone has completely decided to burst into flames, so I am using a webcam microphone, and yeah, the show must go on. But what do we have next? Nemanja Matic, wow, he's still knocking around. He's joined Serie A side Sassuolo. How old is Matic now? He must be getting on. And Chelsea have just slapped up West Ham. He is a young keeper though, isn't he? Yeah, he is a young keeper. So I think Lammens will be a good shout for Manchester United. But from the stories I've been hearing, United need to sell a keeper to bring one in. So does that mean that Bayern is going to be sold potentially in the last week of the window? Crazier things have happened. What else do we have here then in terms of Manchester United? Honestly, the amount of times I've seen the video of Cunha singing the initiation song, we need to see some more info. So, Fabrizio Romano has been speaking on Harry Maguire. This is what he had to say. Ruben Amorim really appreciates Harry Maguire. He has 1 year left on his contract, but after the transfer window, a potential extension will be discussed, but it's not guaranteed. We all know that if United do offer a contract or further contract to Harry Maguire, he will sign it. But yeah, I like it, but it's not coming out that Harry Maguire is going to be offered a contract no matter what, because at the end of the day, he needs to actually earn that contract extension, and yeah, hopefully he can do it. Okay, but moving on from Harry Maguire. By the way, guys, I am in the background trying to fix this mic because it's terrible. But I'll keep reading out the updates until then. So Fabrizio Romano has also come out speaking about Carlos Baleba. Obviously, it's not going to happen this transfer window, which is quite frustrating. But yeah, we will have to wait and see, I guess, with Baleba in the future. Let me see if I can. Things are working as they should now. So will this work? Will this work? Will this work? Guys, am I clear? Tell me I'm clear, guys. Come on. Tell me my voice is clear right now. Nick, are you still there? Is my voice clear? You gotta tell me. Nubis, it's clear. Yes. Okay, finally. I've been trying to fix that for like 20 minutes. Okay, back to the show. 10k a week for Maguire and we have a deal. Man, Nubis is a tough negotiator there. Very tough negotiator. If Baleba's deal is not happening, why not pivot to other targets? What is Ineos waiting for? So I saw a report today, Nubis. Realistically, they want a first team starter. That's what they're going for. So they're thinking like, do we get a midfielder in who could potentially be a squad player but is not at the quality that we really need? Or do we just wait for Baleba next year and just go all out for him? Which I know obviously people are going to say we need a midfielder regardless because otherwise we're throwing away a Premier League season pretty much. But at the same time, they're very selective with their recruitment. Like they want players who absolutely want to join Man United, number one. And then they actually want players who are quality. I mean, all of the signings so far, we haven't really seen a lot from Šeško, but everyone who has played has shown a lot of quality. So it's one of those. It's whether you want an immediate fix or you want to wait for the long term to solve the problem entirely for the next however many years. It works. It's clear. Thank the Lord. Thank you, lads. Stiller is a starter. He has 30 million plus release clause next season. Offers to got 40 plus million, and see what happens. Is he a starter though? Let's look at Stiller stats. I mean, he does have decent stats, you know. But then again, it's like we have to worry about the transition from the Bundesliga over to the Premier League. Is there going to be another Ugarte situation when all of a sudden all of these green stats like drop? I feel like we need more of a ball winner in the midfield to pair with Bruno Fernandes. And Stiller's game isn't really centered around that. I mean, he's in the bottom 23% for tackles, bottom 39% for interceptions, bottom 40% for blocks, and bottom 26% for aerials won. So if his stats are like that in the Bundesliga, I doubt his stats are going to be much better for the Premier League in those areas. So it's one of those. It's one of those. Stiller can't be worse than Nole Casemiro. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. In terms of defensive ability, Casemiro is still up there. He's still very much up there, and Angelo Stiller is not a defensively minded player based on these stats. But yeah, this is what Fabrizio Romano had to say on Carlos Baleba today. Man United have very good connection with Baleba and his agent following contract talks in recent weeks. Nothing has changed on the situation, but Man United will maintain his name very high on their list for 2026. because Ruben Amorim, the management and recruitment team, are in love with the player. They believe he's the perfect player. He remains one of the big names on the shortlist for the long term. United will really try again. So, again, it's sad because, I mean, even if we sold everyone in the bomb squad, we're still probably not going to go in for Baleba this summer. Obviously, never say never, but I don't think we're going to be going in for him, especially given the fact Brighton are so adamant on keeping him, which is frustrating. But alas, that's football. There are some things outside of a club's control, and we'll have to just wait and see, I guess. Okay, wait a sec. I'm seeing some speculation on the timeline that City might be going in for Lammens, but I doubt they are, since they've just signed Trafford. Okay, Alejandro Garnacho has been videoed in Lane 7, which is like a bowling alley place, for those not in the UK, reacting to someone's GCSE results. Okay, that's a really random clip. Who cares anyway, he's a Chelsea player. We ain't getting Baleba's / Wharton's level player right now. We waited so late and hard for them to find a replacement. I just don't think there was a replacement anyway, Nubis. I think sometimes there are just certain players who are clear above the rest in terms of all the metrics. And yeah, I think Baleba's one of those players. So even though United were willing to offer a big fee for him, I think they just they just were met with a club who didn't want to do any deals. So it's not about leaving it late or anything like that. I think we could have gone to them at the start of the transfer window, and they still would have said no. Something that which Manchester United are very aware of is the fact of the whole saga we went through with Frenkie de Jong. So we're at the stage where, okay, if a player wants to come to United, that's number one. And number two, what's the price? And then we'll give what we believe is fair. But in that process, Brighton have not given a price. We know that Baleba wants to come to United, but Brighton have not given a price. So we can't get involved in these transfer sagas that are going to take however long. We've got other business to do. So we quite swiftly moved on as soon as Brighton were like, yep, no price, not interested in selling him. And I'm quite happy with that. I think the club did everything that they could. Maybe we will see a January transfer then with Baleba. That's what I was thinking, Nick. I'm thinking like maybe if Brighton are doing okay in the league, maybe if Baleba, I don't know, maybe gets dropped or something like that. Maybe someone plays better than him. Maybe they drop him and then think, oh, okay, we don't need him for the rest of the season. Or they bring in a midfielder in January, maybe. Then we take Baleba off their hands and give them a handsome fee of like 80 mil, something like that. But if Brighton are struggling this season, I doubt they would be looking to sell Baleba. But then even if they weren't struggling, even if, imagine Brighton on the verge of Europe or something like that, they're not going to really sell one of their top players, are they? So it makes it difficult. It does make it more difficult in the January transfer window. But I think it would... I don't know. I bet there may be some circumstances when that can happen, but I think it would have to be a rare one. Bayern mid-season is even harder, plus we might already struggling by then. True. I was hoping that Chelsea would get absolutely obliterated by West Ham tonight, and then that would make them even more desperate for Alejandro Garnacho, but unfortunately that was not the case. Folks, if you are new to the stream, be sure to hit that like button. We do go live every single night covering the latest transfer news. And yeah, we're going to be doing this until the end of time now. Apart from, what day can I not do? Because I've got a day coming up where I can't do it. Apart from Monday. I can't do it Monday, next Monday. But other than that, we will be going live every single night until the rest of time, covering the latest transfer news. Everything Man United related. So be sure to subscribe if you're new and hit that like button. But on with some more news. What do we have for you here? I'm surprised no one's mentioned something about Stiller, but like, I'm not going to lie, mate. He has a schnoz on him. He has a schnoz. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it, but that is a schnoz. Is Chelsea still on 25 for Ghana, or is it more? It's going to be more than that, Nick. I reckon it's going to be around. If I had to guess, I'm going to say 42.5 mil up front, and maybe the deal rises up to like 50 million with add-ons, but those add-ons will be really hard to secure. That would be my guess. You guys put your predictions in the comments. How much do you think we're actually going to get for Alejandro Garnacho? Admin got a date. I don't have a date, Nick, but someone has planned a birthday weekend, like long weekend kind of thing, because there's like a bank holiday in the UK. So yeah, it's kind of annoying because they've been really nice to organise a birthday bank holiday thing for me, which I really appreciate. If anyone is listening, I really appreciate. But the annoying thing is that our game against Fulham was originally on Saturday, and then it's been moved to Sunday, and I didn't see that it completely changed date, so I thought this was booked like well in advance, so I can't even do a match watch along for the game against Fulham this Sunday. So, but I will be very active on the Admins Angels Instagram chat. So yeah, for the Angels out there, I will be following along with the game. I just won't be able to do a stream for it. What's up with the Friday matches? New rule or something? I was thinking about Nubis. I didn't even know Chelsea and West Ham were playing tonight. 40 mil plus 10 mil add-ons. Okay, I can see it. I can see that. But Chelsea didn't want to pay more than 25, right? So Chelsea value Garnacho at 25. But I think that's just them trying to lower our expectations more than anything, because like there's no metric where they can be like, oh yeah, this Puskas award-winning 21-year-old who scored as many goals and got as many assists as Madueke, who went for like 50 mil, is worth 25 mil. There's no way. They know that they're like hardballing us, but there's no way that they can actually think that's a fair estimate for the price. Must be more than 40 plus 10 add-ons. I doubt we're going to get more than 40 plus 10 add-ons. I think maybe 42.5 mil guaranteed. I feel like there's going to be a 0.5 in there with some add-ons. That's what I see Garnacho going for. I hate Sunday matches. United always play on Sunday. That's because of the Europa League. I'm hoping... I don't think we play on too many Sundays this season coming up, because we don't have a late week game on the Thursday anymore. But yeah, let's see what else has come out today. So Indicala, this is not on United, but on Isaac. Indicala's come out today saying Eddie Howe confirms he had conversations with Alexander Isaac before the end of the season, but says those discussions must remain private. So does that mean that Isaac was telling the truth when he said that he was told that he could leave? The plot thickens with that Isaac, with that bloody Isaac saga. Who's that Brazilian player being discussed in Garnacho's swap? I can't remember. I've seen that, but I can't remember his name. What else do we have? Okay, so Fenerbahce have gone all out for Anthony and have indicated they're willing to pay the 45 million euros requested by Man United, but the player isn't entirely convinced about moving to Turkey. Fenerbahce have offered him a significant salary, but Anthony still prefers waiting for other clubs. my god, are we ever going to get rid... Like, I'm sorry, mate. Betis do not have the money. Anthony, just accept it. Betis do not have the money. So you can go on lower wages, or you can just accept joining another club. Is it that hard? Is it that hard, really, to come to that conclusion? But in terms of what Anthony's done to Fenerbahce,
denied.
They have been denied. They have been denied, unfortunately. What else do we have? Ruben Diaz signing a 4-year contract at Man City. But so far this summer, just in summary, guys, we've got Sancho rejecting Roma. We've got Anthony rejecting offers because he's waiting for Betis. We've got Garnacho rejecting offers because he only wants Chelsea. And Malacia hasn't had a single offer in for him. So, I mean, they've got the title bomb squad for a reason. I mean, they're absolute pagans, mate. They are absolute pagans. Do they not realise that if they just accept these offers and then they do really well at these clubs for like next year, 2 years, then they'll move to their like dream destination anyway, instead of just waiting around for all of it. It's going to be interesting to see how many of them we actually get sold or put on loan. What is it with these idiots who don't want to move on? Honestly, they're really making the most of player power. I mean, Sancho will not give a shiz about getting World Cup games or minutes. Anthony, he's going to care. Anthony will care if he's at the World Cup or not. Garnacho will care if he's at the World Cup or not. Malacia, I'm not going to lie, his career is pretty much over. I mean, fortunately, we didn't spend that much money on Malacia. I think it was only like 10 mil to bring him in, but it's just unfortunate for him with the injuries and everything like that. Malacia's career is just washed. It's gone. Any truth in that young centre-back being linked with United? I did see that as well, so let's see if we can find those reports. But I will touch on that centre-back in a second, Nubis, but Ruben Amorim is giving serious consideration to recalling Onana against Fulham, says Samuel Luckhurst. That tells us absolutely nothing. What else do we have? I do think Onana is an improvement on Bayendir, though, I'm not going to lie. I mean, obviously, not my favourite player, bit of a fraud, but I do think Onana is better than Bayendir. Okay, what other reports do we have for you lovely people? Seeing a lot of training photos. We are going to get a, I've been working on a video today. We are going to get the preview video for Man United v Fulham tomorrow, so be sure to check your home pages for that. Everyone's looking at pink boots for some reason. Several United players have been sporting the new David Beckham inspired Adidas Predator boots. Okay. But yeah, the big news from today, United are still actively working on a deal to sign Sen Lammens this summer. Personal terms are almost agreed. So once the personal terms are agreed, it's just finding the right price, really. Because I don't see why United would get personal terms agreed to then not sign him. So looks like that's bang on. That's going to definitely happen. I don't see his current club being too against selling him for a decent fee, around like 17 million quid. Mbuemo celebrated his goal in training today. Lovely things to see, I guess. Come on, what else do we have? Damn, I thought he's going to recall Vitek. He's doing great in Championship. I think we still need Vitek to marinate in the Championship. I mean, Then, if he does really well in the championship at the end of the day, although I have seen some clips where he leaves it a bit tight, like he holds onto the ball a bit too much, and watching those clips, I did think with Vitek, like, if you were in the Premier League and you tried that, you would get caught 100%. You would have lost possession of the ball there easily. But yeah, I think let Vitek marinate a bit more in the championship and then bring him in later. Onana just edges out Bendir, but it's close. Both bums. Yeah, commercial deal. Adidas and Old United legend. They play on them for like 3 matches to sell them. Oh wow. Okay. Question to the people in the chat: has anyone bought a kit this summer? Has anyone bought a Manchester United kit this summer? And if so, whose shirt did you buy? But yeah, I think that does bring a bit more energy into the fan base now that we're gonna be signing a goalkeeper. I think that is good. I'm just seeing if we've got any further updates. Has anyone seen anything that I may have missed today? Okay, so Manchester United will appoint Imtiaz Ahmad, head of sports medicine at Crystal Palace, as the club's head of medical services. He is currently serving his notice period and will replace Gary O'Driscoll, who has remained in post to ensure the transition before leaving. So that's an interesting one. I mean, we're getting rid of the creepy Arsenal doctor that signed for us a couple of years ago. He's only been here for like a year and a half, something like that. So yeah, we're getting rid of him and we're bringing in big old Imtiaz Ahmad from Crystal Palace. I mean, Crystal Palace are doing fairly well. Don't know too much about Crystal Palace's injury records, if he's a good doctor or what, but hopefully he can help us with reducing the injuries, since that absolutely killed us over the past 2 years. What else do we have? Okay, 1 sec, guys. I'll be back in literally 5 seconds. Okay, what do we have here? Sorry, guys, back now. So Rasmus Højlund has been offered to Bayern Munich on a loan deal. Bayern yet to decide and are exploring other possibilities. Okay, so maybe Rasmus Højlund to Bayern Munich, really? So then, I mean, that would be a good loan deal, to be fair. I mean, if Rasmus Højlund can learn from Harry Kane and the likes at Bayern Munich, and then maybe come back to United, for those people who did want to see Rasmus Højlund come back, I think that would be like the dream loan scenario, because everyone keeps saying, oh, he needs a striker to learn from, he needs a striker to like pick things up from, and all of this sort of stuff. I mean, send him over to bloody Bayern Munich. He's got exactly that, so there's no excuse for him to not succeed at that point. Not yet, but probably will get the third for my birthday from my GF. Lovely stuff. The third kit is nice, Nick. The third kit is nice. And don't worry, I remember, Nick. Fellow Virgo. I'm buying Balaba's shirt. Oh, wait, Nubis. Don't have me on like that. Don't have me on like that, mate. Third looking good and slick, but no name on the back. Yeah, I think it's a lot cleaner when you don't have a name on the back. What else do we have? Oh my god, I swear, something comes out about Isaac like every 5 minutes. What is Indy Kayla saying now about Isaac? I know this isn't Man United news, guys, but I'm finding this so entertaining to watch. It is literally like a soap drama with Isaac and Newcastle at the moment. So this is Indy Kaler saying there's real concern at the club on Alexander Isaac's state of mind. If the player was forced to stay at Newcastle, the management team believes the player's state of mind will affect his performances on the pitch. The valuation could drop if sold in Jan. Okay, so does that favour Liverpool in signing Isaac? I'd imagine so, but either way, mate, I think it's such an interesting situation because it's like, who do you back more? Who do you think is going to get their way? I think Newcastle are probably more likely to get the money that they're after. I'd imagine he's going to go for around like 140, 142 mil. I think Newcastle are really going to recoup a lot of funds on this Isaac transfer. But at the end of the day, he is going to get what he wants. I think Isaac will get what he wants. But it would be interesting to see, like, if he doesn't go to Liverpool, number one, how does that affect Liverpool's title hopes? But then number two, is Isaac literally going to be benched all season? Because I can't remember another situation with a player where he's been this adamant on leaving and the club are like, nope, not for sale. To be honest, I feel sorry for Højlund for as long as Bruno at United. Højlund will have a good time. Oh, don't make Bruno the problem, Nubis. Come on. Don't scapegoat Bruno for Rasmus Højlund. Are you bloody joking me right now? Don't do it, Nubis. Don't do it. Don't say that Højlund is struggling because of Bruno Fernandes. Come on now. It's a good joke, but please don't. Okay, what else do we have? Even Nicholas Jackson maybe going to Bayern. Okay. How's Liam Delap getting on at Chelsea, by the way? So West Ham v Chelsea. Did Delap get on the score sheet? So Delap wasn't on the score sheet. He was. He did start the game. Let's look at some Delap stats because we were linked to him earlier on in the season. So they scored 5 goals and he didn't get 1. Oh, wow. Okay, so Delap made 6 passes, had 1 shot on target, and that's it for 62 minutes. Meanwhile, literally everyone else got a goal. Wow. Literally everyone got a goal. So Caicedo, Pedro, Fernandes, Chalobah, Neto. Oh my God. Delap in the mud. Delap in the mud indeed. Hello, kind sir. Had a good day? I have indeed, Christian. I'm sure that you have as well, since you got to slap up your ex-manager 5-1. But tell me, Christian, because I didn't watch the game, what's with Delap getting hooked off 62 minutes in and him making only like 8 passes the entire game? But yeah, in other news with Rasmus Højlund, Napoli are set to send contract proposal to Rasmus Højlund as talks with Manchester United are proceeding. Decision up to Højlund with contract terms set to be discussed from today as several clubs are interested in him. Okay, so several clubs are interested in Rasmus Højlund, but I do feel like he's going to go to Napoli. I mean, he knows the league already, played in Italy before. I don't know. I doubt he'd want to go to Bayern Munich, but I do think Bayern Munich would arguably be better for him when it comes to his development, because he could be the understudy to Harry Kane. I'm not joking. You didn't read the tweet about Bruno, Delot, and a few other senior players not willing to pass to Højlund using an excuse that they don't trust him. I mean, they never actively came out saying that, Nubis. I think that's just someone's opinion. Delap actually did his job very well today. Constantly used his body to occupy two defenders, made the game a cakewalk for our wingers. So he did everything well except stuff that has to do with touching the ball. Okay, fair enough. I mean, stats aren't everything, as we've seen with United v Arsenal. I mean, if you look at the stats, then it says that Cunha and Mbeumo didn't have a good game, but we clearly saw them absolutely demolishing Arsenal and tearing them a new one. So yeah, stats aren't everything. In my opinion, it has nothing to do with trust, but because of Højlund's comment during his first year where he called out players who don't want to pass to him, Garnacho, Rashford, and even Bruno. I think it's just to do with the fact that Højlund does not have good movement and he doesn't find himself in the right positions. I do not think, it's never come across to me that, Højlund is an intelligent footballer. I have never thought that. I've thought like, he's a fun footballer. He's a kooky guy. He likes an Instagram caption here and there. But I've never thought of Højlund as intelligent. Not going to lie. Never. I've not seen one quote. I've not seen one movement on the pitch. I've not seen anything from Rasmus Højlund's entire time at Manchester United to make me think this man is an intelligent player and he knows what he's doing. Not once. Also, man, I can't wait for Potter to jump on his broom and fly out of the London Stadium in shame. Can't stand his woke approach to management. Yeah, I think he's cooked. Potter's going to be gone. I'm 90% certain he's going to be the first manager to get sacked because West Ham. Yeah, Jared Bowen is arguably their only chance at staying up. But I think they're going to get destroyed by a lot of teams. And then Big Sam Allardyce is going to come back. Come on, Big Sam. But yeah, let's see what else we have here from a United point of view. Yeah, we know that we're still working with a Lammens deal. Ruben Amorim obviously had his pre-match press conference today. We are going to be getting out a video for a match preview tomorrow morning / afternoon, sometime around like 12 o'clock. So be sure to watch out for that. So apparently Casemiro has emerged as a target for Al Ittihad due to pressure from Karim Benzema. He is keen on bringing the player. Oh my God. I swear, whenever bloody any player is linked to Saudi, it's just, this star of the player, of the team, like bloody Cristiano Ronaldo or Benzema or whatever, want Casemiro. It's never the manager in Saudi. It's never the manager. And Casemiro has been linked to Saudi for at least like 3 years, not 3 years maybe, actually like 2 years at this point. I doubt he's ever going to go. Maybe on a free, but I don't think United are going to get that money for Casemiro. Especially given the fact that we need midfielders now, so it would be kind of insane to sell Casemiro at this point. So the winning team in training was posted today. Let's see who's on the winning team today. So Bay and Deer, wow. Okay, Bay and Deer, Heaven, Fernandez, Casemiro, Leon, Mbeumo, and Lenny Yoro, all on the winning team. Hopefully more crazy eyes towards the interviews. I honestly think, since last season, Amorim has approached the media so differently. Like, before, he'd just kind of treat them all like they're his friends. He'd be really honest. He'd say all of this sort of stuff. I think he's a lot more guarded with the media now. I think that first season has really hardened Amorim's approach to these press conferences. I mean, even their one goal flatters them. It was a rocket from 30 meters out. Remember how I said they might go down when you guys played them? They are shocking. Yeah, I think it's an interesting one with West Ham. I mean, it's an interesting one with Chelsea as well because, I mean, I saw a few people on my timeline saying that Chelsea were getting absolutely destroyed in the first 20 minutes. Like, they said that West Ham were lucky to not be like 2-1 up or 2-0 up, something like that. Sell Casemiro for oil money and spend it on Baleba. They're not going to sell Baleba though. It's not even a lack of funds. It's more of the fact that Brighton literally are not going to sell him. It's the same situation with bloody Isaac. Like Newcastle just don't want to sell him. Friends and media should never be in the same sentence. Yep, very true. Very true. Truer words have never been said, Christian. That's a very good point. Dan James has been selected for the Championship Team of the Year. Big up Dan James. One of those players who just isn't, in my opinion anyway, Premier League quality, but he is a good player. Where's Dan James playing for now? Is he still at Leeds? Oh, well, so yeah, he's still at Leeds. He's back in the Prem. What can Dan James do this year? He still looks like he's about 18 years old, but how old is Dan James? Dan James age 27, wow. Drinking from the fountain of life, that guy. West Ham had a good 10-minute spell at the start. After that, it was all Chelsea for the rest of the game. Yeah, I think West Ham... But I think that's the problem that West Ham are going to face. I think they're going to have like spells of quality, but are those spells going to win the matches? I don't think they are. I think they're too leaky. There is no friendly media in England, especially if you're a United manager or player. Yep. I mean, it comes down 10 times as hard for anyone, even remotely related to Manchester United. Dan James feels like ages since I heard that name. Never trust a man with two first names, guys. I'll give you that one for free. Never trust a man with two first names. Moving on. Okay, let's look at some Ruben Amorim quotes from today. So, on the goalkeeper situation, this is what Amorim had to say. Onana is ready to play like last week, so we will see in the game who is going to be the goalkeeper. Leitcher is out. Nusayr Mazraoui is out. The rest of the guys are fit. So we've got a full squad other than Martinez and Mazraoui from the looks of it. What else? Okay, so Ruben Amorim was questioned on transfers, and I mean he really shut down the reporter here. He literally just said, "You have to talk with Jason Wilcox. We have a department that is responsible for that. I'm just focused on the performance on Sunday and try to win the game." So yeah, Amorim is not entertaining any talk regarding transfers or anything like that. Also, Amorim was asked on United's players that have come in, players that have come out, and he said, no, it's not an idea that these guys are going to leave to play in the different club, and then we are going to receive another player. We don't know what is going to happen, but we are not waiting to take out someone to bring another player. One thing is not responsible for the other. So Amorim's pretty much saying that, like, in terms of financially, we aren't waiting for one player to leave so that we can sign another player. It's more a fact of like us finding the right players. So yeah, it's not that we're desperate to sell these players, is pretty much what he's saying. Even though we are desperate in the sense of we just don't want to hear their names anymore.
But also good goals from Chelsea, Christian, or was it just pure pressure that they couldn't handle? Or a man with 2 last names, looking at McKen's. Never trust a man with 2 last names. I haven't heard that one, but maybe I'll use that one as well. We scored like half of the goals from corners, but the ones scored from open play were very nice. Stavio looks like an unreal baller, and João Pedro que jugador is all I can say. I mean, Christian, realistically, and answer this honestly, how much game time do you think Garnacho will get? And also, what would you say is a fair price for Alejandro Garnacho? I mean, being a Chelsea fan, what price would you say is fair for Alejandro Garnacho? How much would you say is, okay, we overpaid for him if we paid more than this? And don't say like £1 or whatever, packet of crisps. Go on, give me a real answer, because I want to see how much Chelsea fans actually value Garnacho and how much they want him. Ruben Amorim also spoke on Luke Shaw and Mason Mount. He said, what is important for them to help United to reach our goals. They are really, really very, very good players. They are experienced. They play a lot of matches. Mason Mount won the Champions League. Luke Shaw, I think I already said that when he's fit, is really a special player. And you can see it every time he plays. I don't know about that. I don't know about every time he plays. It's really important for us to have these 2 guys available for more games. I'm hoping we can just like boost Luke Shaw's value this season, and then when it comes to it in the next transfer window, we can sell him to like an Everton for like 20 mil. That's the dream scenario with Luke Shaw. We'll watch for highlights. I honestly think Chelsea could do something this season. Admin, you are forgetting something. It's Luke Shaw in a World Cup year. That is very true. That is very true. The beast is awoken again. That's what I mean, though. Like, I want Luke Shaw to have an amazing season this year, so then we can sell him for like 15, 20 mil to like Everton next year. Hopefully anyway. So you think Chelsea can do something this season, Nick? That is interesting. Let me see. Let's see. Where did Nick... I'm going to get this up on the streams, by the way, guys, so we can keep track of it all season long. But so, Nick, you predicted Chelsea 5th this season, and Christian predicted them 1st. I mean, Christian, if you think Chelsea are actually going to win the league, you're insane. I kind of hope Chelsea win the league because it means that like Liverpool and Man City don't win it, or Arsenal. Those are the 3 clubs that I just don't want to see win anything. But I think Chelsea are a bit too leaky, I think. I struggle to see him getting more than 5 games as a starter. Neto has arguably been one of our best players for a couple of months on the left, and now Gittins has come in. I struggle to see Nacho. Why are you guys even in for Garnacho then? That's what confuses me. Breaking into the starting 11, I would value Garnacho at 45 mil in this market. I think he is the kind of player that is good in the cup, but his inconsistent form would be a detriment in the league. I think for you guys, Garnacho is going to be really good. Like, I think he's going to be really good. Because, I mean, before Amorim came in, a lot of people forget this. Before Amorim came in, Garnacho was one of our best players. Like, he was the one, I think he was our top scorer. He was picking up loads of assists for Ten Hag. Even though we weren't getting the results, Garnacho was still scoring, like, in I don't know, consistent games. And the only reason that he started underperforming at Manchester United is because we completely changed the formation and he's not a number 10. So it completely like destroyed his game. And obviously he still did pick up assists and goals here because he is a talented young player. But I think in your system, Christian, he is... Garnacho is going to explode. I think he is going to be one of those players that haunts us over the next few years. I hope he doesn't, but I think he will. I'd rather have Chelsea than Arsenal. Yep, agree with you there, Nick. Okay, so both Man U and Chelsea value him at around 40, 50 mil. Nah, Chelsea value him at around 25, but Christian's actually given a balanced view there. I had a 2-second, but then my bias took over, and I really don't want to see Liverpool win again, nor do I want Pep to turn the Prem into a German-style Farmers League. And Asna, if I speak. Yeah, fair enough. Same reasoning here. But yeah, I think if Liverpool don't get Isaac, they won't win the league. I think they don't have enough quality without Isaac. Christian, let's just hope you are above Arsenal in the league. That'd be great for the toxic Arsenal fans. As long as someone's above Arsenal in the league, that's all I care about. As long as they do not get their hands on any silverware, then it's been a good season for me. Okay, what else do we have then? So Ruben Amorim spoke on Fulham, saying it's always hard to play against Fulham. They have a clear identity. Marco Silva is really experienced, is really smart. He can change several things, cover several spaces, and you can see game by game he tries to do that. They are really comfortable because they have the experience. They understand the league is long, so they will feel confident and relaxed for the game. So it's going to be a tough match. But if you look at the schedule, I look at the schedule, and every game it's really hard to play, so it's going to be a tough match. Now, I do have some stats for the Fulham game, but I'm going to share those in my Fulham preview vid. But yeah, I don't think we've got anything to be worried about with Fulham. What is this late live, admin? Good to see you, I. Hope you're doing well, man. I know, late one tonight. I spent the first half an hour of the live trying to sort my mic out because it just randomly cut out for some reason. Christian, the thing is, Liverpool actually have such a dog shiz defence. Their attack and midfield cover how open they are at the back, plus they really lack cover for key players. Do you think Liverpool are going to be signing Guehi? Is that actually a done deal now? I haven't really been keeping up with that transfer, but surely Crystal Palace are thinking, we're letting Eze go, we're letting Guehi go. Mateta maybe could leave to another club, who knows? I mean, they're kind of leaving themselves a bit bare there, Crystal Palace. I do still want Wirtz to do well, though. Arguably my favourite player since Prime Hazard. He didn't have a good debut, that's for sure. He did not have a good debut at all. We just need to play like we did against Arsenal, but a bit more clinical. Just score 2 or 3 and kill the game off. Well, Ruben Amorim did speak about the performance against Arsenal, and this is what he had to say. I think we did well, we played well, but there is a lot of things that we need to improve. We need to understand that every game has its history. The space is not going to be the same. The opponent is not going to be the same. Even the responsibility of the game could be a little bit different. And that has a lot of influence in the game. What does that even mean? We need to understand that every game has its history. Oh, is Amorim referring to one of the stats that I have here? That is so interesting. Okay, so Amorim, speaking about the Fulham, speaking about the Arsenal performance, is saying that every game has its history. The space is not going to be the same. Okay, so he's pretty much saying that players need to anticipate for these big games, the level of competition is going to be raised, and that means like the spaces that we have to operate in are going to be tighter. We have to be more sharp. We have to be on the ball. So it's an interesting one saying that, because then it's arguably saying that, okay, for other games we're not going to have to, but I guess it's a realistic approach. By the way, I'm not even joking. If West Ham keeps performing like this, they will be relegated. I think everyone is saying that West Ham are going to get relegated. They're going to have to make a big change. They're going to have to make a big change with their manager. I do expect them to sack Potter within like 4 weeks. That's why I've personally put West Ham as 17th in the league. That's where I've predicted them, because I think that they will get rid of their manager and bring in like Big Sam or someone like that. I think they'll just survive by like the skin of their teeth and stay in the league. I wonder, has anyone put West Ham to get relegated? Okay, Jack has put West Ham to get relegated, and so has Joe. I think those are the only two from the Admin's Angels who have put West Ham to get relegated, so they could get some points there. No, they went all in for a young Serie A defender, plus the fact that Eze is leaving should force Palace to keep Guehi. But we only have 45 matches this season and need to do something if we want Europe again. Every game counts. We definitely need to win this game. I think if we win this game, then it sets our intentions for the entire season. If we don't win this game, then I think the fans are going to feel a bit deflated. I mean, finding out that we're not going to be signing Carlos Baleba already felt like a loss to a lot of United fans, and if we lose, and then losing to Arsenal again, that's 2 losses in the span of like a week. If we lose to Fulham, it's going to feel like we've got a long season ahead, even though we've got new players that need to bed into the team and everything like that. There's going to be reasoning behind it, but it will feel like a big blow if we did lose against Fulham or even drew against them. You guys were also very impressive against Arsenal. Classic Stoke robbery from them in the end, though. Yeah, but I think Arsenal... I'm not going to lie, I've been seeing so many clips of Gyökeres on Twitter, like playing one bounce and all of this sort of stuff, and mate, that guy is trash. He is trash. And I also was listening to the podcast with Andy Mitten and Laurie Whitwell, Talk of the Devil, or Talk of the Devils, and yeah, they're pretty like, I don't know, they're pretty established journalists. I mean, pretty reliable. And one of them, I can't remember who it was, pretty much said that the reason United didn't push so hard for Gyökeres is because if you pay a close attention to his stats, he's pretty much like a flat track bully. He doesn't really perform too well in the big games, or he didn't for Lisbon. So, and we've seen him against us with Arsenal, didn't really have a kick of the ball. So, yeah, he might just be a flat track bully. And yeah, I don't know if he is going to perform in the big games for Arsenal, which is kind of a reason they signed him. I mean, like, he's a goal machine in the Portuguese league, but if you can't replicate that in the Prem, then Arsenal are going to be in a sticky situation very quickly. Because it's not like Martinelli's been amazing either. Still don't know how the goal stood. It pissed me off, especially because I see the Arsenal fans defending it and saying that it is brilliant Arsenal heritage. Nah, it's corruption, mate. It's corruption. 8 goals in 2 games, and one of them against a team that just came back to the league after 8 years. After all, Arteta is not the worst manager out there. 8 goals in 2 games. Sorry, who are you talking about, I'm lost. If we lose too much or too many opening games, it's going to feel like a repeat of last season, just dreadful. I think that's why we needed to start off with winning ways to just like get rid of the PTSD of last season, because if we get back into that mode, man, a lot of fans are going to switch off. Arteta with prime ISIS ball once again. I swear last season half of their goals from set pieces were fouls. Yep. Bruno Fernandes even came out after the game saying like the ref spoke to everyone saying like you can't get away with this in the box anymore and all of this sort of stuff, and then guess what? They get away with that in the box. There was a stat that Arsenal scored 31 goals from corners last season, I believe. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. Now, after the math, I'm happy we signed Šeško over him. Even in pre-season, he looks sloppy. Yep, absolutely. I mean, you can either sign a young, promising forward who is going to offer you something different aerially and in all of these different areas, or you can get Gyökeres, who, I don't know, is in like what, the like 8th best league in the world, something like that. Where's the Portuguese league ranked? Let's be honest, admin, Højlund would be Messi in the Portuguese league. That league is so fraudulent. It is fraudulent indeed. West Ham. Yeah, West Ham, they're goners, mate. They're goners. Thoughts on Sen Lammens, admin? I haven't seen... I need to watch some of his compilation vids because I've seen them on my timeline, but I haven't had the time to watch them. Apparently he's supposed to be a really good shot stopper. Don't know if he can play out with his feet. Haven't heard anything about that. Let's look at some stats for Lammens. Let's have a look at some stats. But I think anyone's going to be better than Bayindir and Onana. I mean, wow. Okay, so he's in the 99th percentile for post-shot expected goals, minus goals allowed. So positive numbers suggest better luck or an above-average ability to stop shots. So positive numbers suggest an above-average ability to stop shots. He's in the 99th percentile. Goals against per 90. Still 1, so he's averaging pretty much conceding 1 goal every single game. Save percentage, 79.9%, which is in the top 93 percentile for Lammens. What's this? Shots on target per shot. Okay, so in terms of the difficulty of shots that he's faced, they've not been that high. That stat suggests, I believe. Penalty kick goals against / penalty kick attempts. Penalty shots that miss the target are not included. So he's got a 83.3% save percentage against penalty kicks. Okay, like that. Clean sheet percentage is obviously quite low. I don't think he's playing... What team is he playing for? Let's have a look. Let's have a little deep dive into Lammens. He's playing for Royal Antwerp. Okay, let's look at their league. Yeah, so Antwerp are like 7th in their league. So they are not like one of the... Yeah, nah, they're not one of the top teams. So they're pretty much he's playing for like the Spurs of their league or something like that. So, I mean, he's not going to keep a lot of clean sheets. I'd still expect him to keep more clean sheets, though. I mean, a clean sheet percentage of 17.2% when you're in the top 5, one of the top 5 teams of the league. That's a bit sus. Touches, so he makes 43.03 touches a game per 90. That puts him in the 90th percentile. Goal kicks, he doesn't have the best of stats there. He's very good at claiming crosses. He's in the 99th percentile for that. So yeah, I think he's in the 99th percentile or in the 90th percentile for a lot of areas. So, I mean, given the fact that he's still 23 as well, he's not at the peak of his powers. He's showing some good signs for being like a world-class keeper. How tall is he? How tall is Lammens? Okay, so he's 6'4", tall keeper. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with Lammens. I'm kind of happy that we're going for him instead of Donnarumma, because I think Donnarumma was just demanding way too high of a wage. Way too high of a wage. Dutch league is the 6th best league. He's like a young Courtois. His stats are incredible. I think he suits Manchester United. I think he's going to do very well at Manchester United. Lammens. Hashtag save Paqueta. Paqueta. Wasn't Dutch promoted to 5th best, but still 6th is too high for the two good teams that play in the Netherlands. Yeah, but it's still better than Portuguese and Turkish league. I'm surprised at that, though, because I think there's quite a lot of good Portuguese teams. But then I guess the bottom of their league is so trash. That's true. Antwerp. He's like a young Courtois. Hopefully he won't bang his teammates' wives then. Damn. I mean, no sour grapes from the Chelsea fan Christian there, but Courtois moved on. But remember, he's in the Belgium league. That's not great. Lammens will change lives at Old Trafford. I think he will quite quickly become a fan favourite. All it takes is a couple good games and him to get some momentum, and then Lammens will displace Onana, without a doubt. 6'4" is 195-ish. Admin, there are only 3 good Portuguese teams. Okay, so you got Porto, you got Lisbon, you got that other one. What's the other one? Let's look at the Portuguese league. Benfica, that's the other one. Wait, no, Braga, a good team as well. That's 4. Yeah, okay, there are literally only 4 good teams in the Portuguese league. But how many good teams are there in the bloody Dutch league? Let's have a look at the Dutch league. Okay. I think it's about level. But the thing that pushes the Dutch league over is the fact that when I look at the Dutch league table on Google, all of the teams actually have a bloody crest. Whereas if we go into the Portuguese league, I'm sorry, but why does Famalicão and Casapia, who, by the way, Ruben Amorim used to coach, not even have a crest on Google? Bruh, lads, come on. Like, the league, like, half of the league doesn't even have a badge. Oh, no wonder the Portuguese league is so low. Oh my god. Porto, Sporting and Benfica. Admin, there are currently 2.5 good teams in Portugal, but the rest of the league is like a black hole, not a singular respectable team in there. That does not fill me with confidence when we've just got a manager from the Portuguese league. We got Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, Utrecht, Twente sometimes. Nav, Ajax isn't good. I'm just anti-Ajax because of the fans. Historically, they are. I don't know. Don't know about that. But let's see what other United info we got here for you folks. Do you guys think that Onana's going to start on Sunday? If you had to bet on it. Will Onana start on Sunday? Yes or no? Ajax is like the worst of Tottenham and Arsenal fans combined. But Mourinho won a Champions League with one, Porto. Yeah, that's impressive because he's had to go against like Europe's best in order to win that Champions League. But when it comes to being a good manager in that league. That's kind of making me question things a bit more. He should start. Yeah, I think Onana should start. I mean, not just because obviously he is a better keeper historically than Bendir, but also, as far as I'm concerned, if a keeper makes a mistake, they should be dropped for the next game. Ajax created Cruyff. That's what they lean heavily on. Ajax and Feyenoord have won Champions Leagues. Don't know about PSV and Ajax. If you could leave the goalkeepers at home and have an extra outfield player, I would do so. I mean, imagine if you could do that. Imagine if you could. Maybe get the big Harry Mags in between the sticks. Okay, so Ruben Amorim also spoke about United's set-piece issues. This is what he had to say. We are creating more chances, so we are ready for any type of game. I think the biggest improvement that we had, we didn't lose the ball so many times in build-up. That was really good also for our team, so we'll try to be consistent, so trying to maintain the level and try to improve a little bit. He also spoke about Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo has been brought up within the United fan base quite a lot over the past few days. This is what Amorim had to say on Kobbie Mainoo. He had some issues, but we play with two midfielders, and sometimes it's a different way of playing. So we are trying, and we have to understand, and they have to understand, especially the young players, but there's phases in the season. So this is, nowadays, it's normal with a lot of games. Things are going to change, but it's there, it's fighting, it's training. So it's one more option for us to win games. As far as I'm aware, or from what I can see, what Ruben Amorim's doing, is Ruben Amorim is testing Mainoo's character here by not playing him, in my opinion. Because we've seen what happened with Garnacho. As soon as he was dropped and he was benched with Marcus Rashford or not included in the squad, they threw their toys out the pram. So I think Amorim's now more so testing the character of Mainoo than anything else. I think he's more than happy to play him, but I think he does want to see how Mainoo's going to react to not getting as many minutes as he did in the past. Amorim gives me Mourinho vibes. I feel like Amorim is literally the love child of Jose Mourinho and Pep, if I'm being honest. I feel like Amorim's a lot more emotionally intelligent than Jose Mourinho, maybe. I mean, Onana, just for experience, nothing else. He doesn't have any other thing of over Bendir. I love Mourinho, arguably our best manager post Sir Alex Ferguson. No, he's without a doubt our best manager post Sir Alex. I am thinking of doing a video ranking all of the managers and going through all of the reasons from like worst to best, because I do think that hopefully Ruben Amorim will break the cycle at this point. I think Kobbie is the type of player to wait. I don't know, man. I don't know. He is United through and through, more so than Garnacho. But will he wait for his career? I don't know. Nicky, you remember? We didn't win anything under Ole. Yeah, I am. I only get the crown and not the green name. Hashtag ripoff. I mean, you get the blue wrench. That's what you get, Nick. The magical blue wrench. That's what you get. Ole was a hobbit and played shiz football. Mourinho was clear that Nordic Smurf. Nah, you're wrong there. You're wrong there, Christian. I'm sorry, but Ole played good football. Ole played entertaining football. I mean, one season we with the front three of Greenwood, Martial and Rashford, we pretty much leveled Salah, Firmino, and Mane's like goal totals, goal contributions, and stuff like that. I mean, it was good football. Survived longer than Lampard and Gerrard. Very true. It was all vibes, zero tactics. He was your Arteta. There were tactics, man. We played such a structured way of football. We were just playing on the transition. That's all. That's just reminded me though. I want to see Turkish League. Turkish League. Let's have a look here. How is Olis Gunnar Solskjaer getting on in the Turkish League? Okay, so they've what? They've played one game and they've won. I mean, undefeated so far in the league, and you're telling me that Ole had no tactics? Come on now. Reckon Arteta gets sacked at the end of the season, lads. I'm gonna say, if I had to bet on it, no. Unless we see like a massive drop off with the players where like they drop to like 4th or 5th. Yeah, no. They're not gonna sack him. He pretty much runs that entire club. The thing with Ole, he had the Sir Alex Ferguson DNA in his play style and coach style. Yeah, you could 100% see it, couldn't you, I? That's why I loved Ole so much, because it did feel like that was old school United. No overboard like Arteta too much. He is their new Wenger. Nav, only if you don't trust the process. Phase 8, Arteta is prime Stoke. Mate, we just wait for phase 26. That's when he finally thinks about winning a cup. He had them 4th last season. Mourinho finished 2nd. Yeah, but Ole came in late, if you remember. I mean, Mourinho had the whole season. Like, Ole went on like I think it was like an 8-game win streak as soon as he was appointed or something. I don't know what to say to you, lads. I think it will be interesting to rate all the United managers. I am going to do a video on that. I think maybe plan that for like to come out Wednesday next week. Because I am going to be away this weekend. Graham Potter, thank God we brought Amorim instead of him. Yeah, I know. There's a reason why Dan Ashworth got sacked, lads. There's a reason Dan Ashworth got sacked. But are there any further updates for you lovely people? Ruben Amorim did say something interesting about the players that have been exiled. So this is what he had to say. I know that it's not a good thing to have players in this situation, but it's clear that they want to play in the different club. And that is clear. So we try to arrange everything for both parties to be happy. So I have to try to imagine to have the training with the guys that I think are going to be the future. And then the other guys are training and preparing for the next chapter. When the window is closed, it is a different story. When the window is closed, we have to receive the players, and then new life and anything can happen. So, yeah. Amorim has given the bomb squad a bit of a creak in the door so they can return. They can scurry back if they need be. But I don't know if that's going to be necessary. Hopefully Omar Barada does his thing and they're not going to be with us for much longer. Yeah, I think that's everything from Amorim. I think that might be everything, lads. I don't think there's been any further updates today. I'm scrolling past everything as quickly as I can, and we'll probably call it a night there. If anyone does have any questions on anything United related, get them in the chat. Okay, Jamie Jackson has reported today saying United are closing in on signing Lammens for £17 million, and he is expected to compete with Andre Onana. I do think that means that Bayende is leaving. But yeah, I think that is literally everything from today. Laurie Whitwell has reported United are in advanced talks with Antwerp to sign Lammens, who would provide competition for Andre Onana. United hadn't intended to sign a goalkeeper, but plans altered. Ooh, okay. And Laurie Whitwell is a very good source, lads. So yeah, I think that is just about everything. Cool. We'll call it a evening there. Let me just answer these questions. Kamara from Monaco. I don't know why no one is talking about him. Is that a midfielder or Kamara? I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. Kamara, Monaco. Let's have a look. Malian footballer. Wait, what? I don't know. I can't find him for some reason. Kamara. The real question is, when are you signing Baleba? What happened to the Balebas? Baleba, we will be signing him next summer. Best believe, Christian. The only thing is, like, Brighton just literally were not going to give us a price. They didn't want to sell him, and United didn't fancy wasting their time in another Frankie de Jong-esque saga. So yeah, we just moved on with our day. But lads, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hope you all have a delightful evening. Hope you have a great weekend. Should be live tomorrow night as well, covering the latest news. But for now, Godspeed.